This is a continuation of the how-to series on the Roland FR-7x. The purpose of this segment is to show what you can do with the utility menu and explain how to use that menu to copy sets, to import-export sets, and to restore factory sets. Remember that there are just 3 buttons that you will use for most purposes when you're editing or programming. Those are the menu right button that I'm pointing to now, the data enter button, which you either push or turn to scroll with, and then finally the exit button, which you press in order to back out of any of the menu items. So let's say that you want to copy a set to an empty location. First, I'm going to jump to set 45 to see what's available. Set 45 appears to be empty right now, but to be safe, I'm going to go to set 50, which I know is empty, and I'm going to move one of the existing sets to that location. So I will take the default set number 36 rhythm and move that to my empty set 50. That way, if I want to play around with it, I can do so without worrying about messing it up. Alright, to get into the menu, I simply press the menu item once, and then I will scroll to the utility menu. To go deeper in that menu, I always press the data entry button. First item, battery status, I don't need to consider much unless I'm playing by battery and I think I'm close to running out of juice. But here we are already. To copy set 36, it's already defaulting at the set number I started with. 36, I press the data entry button once to get down to a deeper level in the menu. And I want 36 from 36, but I don't want to 37. How do I get to 37? I need to press the data enter button again, just once, and it pops over to 37. How do I change that to 50? Simply use the same button to scroll to 50. Double check it because you're copying one set to another location. This says I will be copying set number 36 to set 50. How do I make that happen? The right button is always the action button. Once I press this and hold it down, it does it instantly. I can check to see if that has happened. I back out by using the exit button multiple times, and I'm just going to individually move set positions from 36 to 50. What was 36? Rhythm. So we should see a rhythm set in 50, and we do. So it worked. Now let's say that you did mess up a set and you wanted to restore it to the original setting. Just for an example, maybe it was all orchestra set 39. All I need to do is get into the menu, one tap of the menu right button, then go deeper into the utility menu, press the button, and scroll all the way with that same data enter button to factory reset. Notice the scary thing here is that it's defaulting to factory reset all FR-7x. You don't really want that now, at least. All I want to do is scroll through and pick the set that I want to restore. If that's set 39, for example, I'll stop there. You just have to remember what set it was that you wanted to restore. Now to execute the command, you always use the menu right button. They call it write, it's actually the menu right button, but we are writing or executing the command. So I'm going to hold, and it warns me if I do anything more, it will reset number 39 to factory. Press right, and the function is complete. So that has restored set 39 to the factory value. Frankly, I don't need to use that very often, especially if you use the copy function to move a set you want to revise to an empty spot. But it's good to know that you have that capability. Now I want to load from the USB, which I have inside the back port of the 7X. I want to load or import, as Roland calls it, a set that I have stored on the USB to that same spot 50, my empty spot 50. At least it used to be empty, and now I'm going to overwrite it with a new set that I want to put there. So to get in the menu, I tap the menu right button once. I'm now at the utility menu. If you're not, you simply scroll to get to that menu. I go deeper with a press of the data enter button. I rotate to import set. Now this is pretty important. It says import set colon 39. That's showing me that right now Roland is prepared to import that set into set 39. I don't want that. I want it to go to 50. So I rotate the possibilities to set 50 using the data enter button. Now this tells me that the location that I will be importing into is set 50. That is what I want. To get over to see the items in the USB, I need to press the data enter button. Now a file is highlighted. To see more or to go deeper, I press that same data enter button again. Now I can see what's in my USB. So let's go ahead and do what I've set up as a demo set. I scroll. Remember, you always use the data enter button to scroll among alternatives. I leave the cursor on demo. To select it, I push in the data enter button. It is selected. Now import is highlighted. This is where it always gets confusing. If you make a mistake, don't worry, as long as you've got everything set up the way you want it. So let's say I press import with the button, and yes, that's the right way to do it. I've gone deeper into import. It's telling me that all I have to do is press right to proceed. Be careful when you do this. You want to be sure that you've done the right thing, which in this case is importing the demo set to set location 50. I am ready. I held the right button and it should have imported it. Well, let's see if it did. Again, I use the exit button to back out of everything to the main screen. I'm at the main screen. The screen says 50, and the set now in that space 50 is the demo set. The name of the set is what I gave it while I was in the common set functions. So I called it Noel demo set. And that has a variety of pre-programmed registers In this case, it's a set that I use to play Chartis on YouTube, one that I use to play Granada, and then a new one that I use for Hava Nagila, 2 registers for that purpose, and others that I've simply played around with a little bit. So this is a set I'm working on. I put it into 50 because that's an empty spot. I can play with it as much as I want, save it if I get something that I like. So let's look at what you would do to export or save that set. And I'm not going to show how I would make changes, I'm just going to show you how I would save it. Again, go to the utility menu, go deeper with the button, the data enter button, scroll through to export. I don't want to export everything, but you should from time to time do that. I just want to export set 50. I use the data enter button to move to the set I want to export. It is already on 50. Now I want to look at the folder, and it is the USB folder, so I'm not going to find anything there. So now the tricky part, I'm on folder. I can rotate to the name that will automatically be saved. Now if I want to change that name to something else, I need to make the changes by rotating the data enter button and pressing the letter I want to change, and alternating between pushing and scrolling the data enter button. You'll get the hang of it quickly. I'm just going to call this, for shorthand purposes, D2. I've got a lot of scrolling to do to get back to the number. I've got a lot of extra stuff here. So I'm going to get rid of that extra stuff, and I'll do it by just going back to the delete. This deletes everything but what I'd saved here. I'm ready to save. So I hold the right menu. Tells me to press right again to proceed, which I do. And I've executed, and now it will be saved onto my USB. You could check it out if you like by looking to see if it's there. It should be called D2, and it is. So we have properly saved it. I'm backing out to the main screen, and that's all that we need to do to make some important changes using the utility menu. End of session.